All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you for checking out another episode. Today, I want to talk about deductibles, and what I want to try and explain to you, whether you're an individual or you run a business, is what your thought process needs to be around deductibles. And more so from the perspective of one thing that so many people say to me is, well, how much am I going to save by increasing my deductible? Whether that be from $500 to $1,000, $1,000 to $2,500, $2,500 to $5,000. That's everybody's first question. How much am I going to save if I increase my deductible? And look, part of the idea behind increasing your deductible is to get more skin in the game, and in return, yes, pay less on your upfront insurance premium costs. There is no doubt that that is part of it. And if you do it across the board, you could ultimately find some sort of significant savings. But more often than not, most people, when they see the black and white savings from what it does when you increase a deductible, they're not impressed. And they'll say, well, if I have one claim, it will have been worth keeping a lower deductible and paying higher premiums. And you're right. It's not a tit for tat equal trade-off. If you increase your deductible by $500, the insurance company is not going to lower your price by $500. But there are two things to keep in mind. One, it is a long game, meaning that over time you will have paid less on your upfront insurance premiums by having a lower deductible, and thus in a 5 or 10 year span, depending on the claims that you have or hopefully don't have, you will have saved money in the long run. But the most important piece, and the piece that people do not think about when it comes to increasing their insurance deductibles, is what that does for your insurance history, your claims history, your experience with an underwriting company when you do have claims. So I'll give you an example. If you have a business, and let's just say you have a building insured, or if you're an individual and this is your house, okay? And let's say you've got, as it stands, $1,000 deductible. And you have a partial loss to your house or your building that is a $10,000 total claim. And you've got a $1,000 deductible. Now the insurance company is going to pay out $9,000 on a $10,000 claim. Now, if we look at your claims history, now you've got a $9,000 claim on there. Conversely, if you have a $5,000 deductible on your property or your building or your home, and you have that same $10,000 claim, now the insurance company has paid out $5,000, which means that your loss history will reflect $5,000 in claims, which looks a hell of a lot better than $9,000, especially when you add these up over time and come to some sort of cumulative total of your overall insurance claims. And if you run a business, you know most likely that insurance companies are looking back to your last 3 full years plus the current year. So over that time, think about the impact that has on the total amount of claims paid out on your behalf. So one, you're going to reap upfront savings by having an increased deductible. Your month-to-month costs will be less. 2, over time, you will save more money by going about it that way. Unless you're an individual or business who has claims every month, then it's not for you. But for most folks, over time, you're going to save money. And 3, and this is the most important, when you do have claims, they are going to affect you less if you have a higher deductible than they would if you had something lower. In that example, you either have $9,000 on your loss history or you have $5,000. Which one do you think looks better to the rest of the market? And the problem with letting those pile up in your loss history is, as they do, you become unattractive to other carriers, and insurance companies start to try and get as much as they can out of you and your business on the insurance side, because it looks like you're a higher risk. But if you've spaced your claims out, you haven't had frequent claims issues, and you've taken more skin in the game, then ultimately the amount paid out in the event that you do have claims will look much better with a higher deductible. And in turn, you will continue to be able to get competitive offers and get better pricing. So that's it for today. If you can stomach the risk, if you can afford to pay out of pocket a little bit more, I am telling you, it is more than just the benefit of saving month to month with your insurance costs. It is a long game. And do not have the mindset of, what if I have a claim tomorrow? It is a long 5, 10, 15-year game that you're playing with your money and with the ability to make yourself look better to an underwriting company. Any questions, drop them in the comments or feel free to send me a message. Thanks for checking out another episode. Be sure to like the page and subscribe for more content like this.